We all know someone who seems to absorb all the attention in a room. But have you ever wondered what kind of people bother these self-centered figures? Today, we're going to reveal the secrets of narcissists and discover who is capable of driving them crazy. Behind the facade of complexity that narcissists often project lies a surprisingly simple nature. Despite their elaborate mind games and apparent need to complicate any situation, their underlying motivations are quite basic. They seek attention, admiration, and power at all costs. This underlying simplicity can make their behaviors, while harmful, somewhat predictable. Narcissists are masters of drama and manipulation, which can lead to the impression that they are extremely complicated people. However, this perception is misleading. At bottom, their actions are governed by a limited set of egocentric needs. Their complexity is more apparent than real, a mask they use to hide their insecurities and control others. The narcissistic personality, marked by an inflated sense of superiority and a deep need for admiration, clashes head-on with certain types of individuals. Those who possess solid self-esteem, an independent spirit, and a clear perception of boundaries are particularly irritating to narcissists. The latter's inability to tolerate competition, constructive criticism, or lack of exclusive attention generates a conflictual and often toxic relationship dynamic. And that's exactly what we're going to discuss today. 7 people that narcissists secretly fear. 1. The empath. Narcissistic people feel especially frustrated and uncomfortable when interacting with empathetic and assertive individuals. The genuine compassion, love, and affection of these people contrast sharply with the narcissistic need for constant admiration and lack of empathy, creating an extremely challenging interpersonal dynamic. The combination of empathy, empowerment, and emotional warmth in one person proves to be a significant hurdle for narcissists. Empathetic people possess a keen awareness of themselves and others, allowing them to maintain a clear and objective perspective in any situation. This mental clarity makes them less susceptible to external influences and manipulations, as they are able to recognize patterns, detect hidden intentions, and critically evaluate the information they receive. Their constant state of alert makes them difficult individuals to deceive or control by a narcissist. The loving nature of empathic people acts as a mirror that reflects the fragility of the narcissistic ego. By showing genuine concern for others, empaths expose narcissists' inability to establish relationships based on reciprocity and mutual respect. Narcissists' lack of emotional intelligence is evident in their inability to recognize and respond appropriately to the emotions of others, which leads them to build relationships that lack depth. Empathy, that innate ability to connect deeply with the emotions of others, acts as a revealing mirror when it encounters narcissism. Being an empath, one becomes especially sensitive to the lack of emotional reciprocity in relationships with narcissistic individuals. Their inability to understand and share other people's feelings, as well as their limited emotional intelligence, are exposed by the authenticity and depth of their empathy. In contrast to the genuine concern for the well-being of others that characterizes empathic people, narcissists tend to be self-focused, lacking the ability to form meaningful and lasting emotional connections. Empathetic people, in their desire to find the best in others, may tend to project their own positive qualities onto those around them. This tendency, while noble, makes them vulnerable to manipulation. By assuming that everyone shares their innate goodness, they can be fooled by those who seek to take advantage of their compassionate nature, which can make them a target for, among other things, manipulation. Now, if you are an empowered empath who has real healing and recovery experience under your belt, particularly from codependency and any family-based wounds and trauma you may have suffered, narcissists are not going to like that about you very much. Because? Well, because this means that they won't be able to exploit you or your kindness as easily, so they will work to undermine your self-esteem, and when that fails, they will try to destroy your reputation and your relationships with others by slandering and vilifying you behind your back. That is the game when dealing with people with a narcissistic personality pattern. However, regardless of what games the narcissist plays, it is vital that you remember that your empathetic nature is a beautiful gift. 2. The independent. Next, let's talk about independent spirits. When you are a strong and independent person who knows your worth and can stand on your own 2 feet, it is quite possible that the narcissist will look down on you. Independent spirits, those individuals who are self-assured and able to take care of themselves, often find themselves at odds with narcissists. The self-sufficiency of these people directly challenges the narcissistic need for control and admiration. Being self-sufficient, they become a challenge for narcissists, who look for people they can dominate and manipulate. The independence of these people makes it much more difficult for narcissists to achieve their goals, which generates resentment and rejection on the part of the latter. When a person is strong, independent, and aware of his or her own worth, he or she becomes a magnet for narcissistic contempt. The self-sufficiency of these people represents a direct threat to the fragile ego of the narcissist, who constantly seeks the admiration and submission of others. Being able to take care of themselves, these people do not need the narcissist's validation, which undermines their need for control and power. Narcissists crave power and dominance in their relationships, and a strong, independent spirit like yours can make them feel inadequate. That's when they will try to belittle you and your accomplishments and try to make you doubt your gifts, your talents, and your abilities, no matter what you do. It's important to stay true to yourself, maintain your independence, and never let anyone try to dim your shine. 3. The winner. Next on the list of people narcissists secretly detest out of fear is the high achiever. Narcissists, despite their confident facade, harbor a deep fear of those who surpass their achievements. In particular, they feel a visceral envy towards high achievers, those people who are highly motivated and focused on achieving their goals. The brilliance and success of others exposes the fragility of their own ego, as it reminds them that they are not the only ones who can reach the top. This inability to tolerate the success of others reveals a core of insecurity that lies beneath their apparent superiority. Interestingly, this person is both attractive and repellent to a narcissist, and here's why. A narcissist is someone who has a strong desire for social status and recognition, but wants that social status and recognition without having to do any real work or effort to deserve it. He likes to align himself with people he believes will benefit him and increase his status by osmosis, and at the same time, he feels envy and jealousy of the genuine success and status that a successful person has legitimately earned. Anything the high achiever has managed to create, acquire, or experience will absolutely inspire envy and jealousy in the narcissist. Furthermore, the narcissist will feel entitled to benefit from the hard work and accomplishments of the high achiever, often claiming the accomplishments of others as their own, again, without having to put in any real work or effort. And this strange sense of entitlement will include expecting unrestricted access to others' belongings, resources, and social connections. 4. The authentic ones. Next on the list of people who provoke hatred and fear of narcissists are the authentic truth-tellers. The truth-teller is another personality that the narcissist cannot stand. If you are someone who values honesty, transparency, and open lines of communication, you will be seen as a threat to a fake narcissist and their web of lies. They will realize that you are not willing to accept or allow their manipulation and deception, which of course will make you very dangerous to narcissists. Narcissists often use manipulation and deception to maintain their false self-image and cover up the crimes they have committed. People who are strong in their convictions, who are not afraid to speak up but are still respectful, are something of an enigma to narcissists. They don't know what to do with them because narcissists struggle with these individuals who are assertive and can actually communicate their needs and opinions confidently and without aggression. And that can really confuse the narcissist because they're counting on your bad behavior to justify their own. When you confront them with truth and authenticity, they will feel uncomfortable because they will be in danger of exposing their falsehood, their lies, and their manipulations. They will feel threatened to present themselves as exactly they are, and nothing terrifies a narcissist more than exposing themselves. 5. The self-confident person. Next on the list is the self-assured person, who knows who they are and possesses genuine confidence. They don't need validation from others, and they are in control of their own feelings. This personality type arouses narcissistic envy, but can't handle it when confronted, which is why they often surround themselves with a tribe of enabled little minions, weak and insecure people who are too afraid to stand up to them. Narcissists thrive on others needing them, and this is often how they maintain control. And if they lose it, they will employ any number of tactics to try to regain it, from stonewalling to gaslighting to outright bullying. So if you are confident in yourself and your abilities, a narcissist will feel overshadowed by you and your genuine self-confidence. The narcissist wants to be the center of attention, the most important person in the room. But your confidence and security takes away his attention, so he may try to diminish your confidence, either by belittling you, lying about you, or outright deceiving you. Now, that's not to say you don't have a healthy interdependence with others, but you're far from codependent. The confident person does not need validation from the narcissist. Always remember your worth and never let the narcissist get away with anything. 6. Ability to discern. The person with a very strong discernment about the narcissist recognizes when they are trying to manipulate them. Your ability to discern the true intentions behind sweet words and carefully constructed facades is honed with each experience. This acumen, the result of both personal experiences and continuous learning, allows them to identify manipulative tactics and avoid falling into their traps. No, I'm not just talking about being able to read a person or even having the critical spirit. I'm talking about people with wisdom beyond their years who don't get caught up in gaslighting. A person with keen and sound judgment, able to discern between truth and falsehood, is a difficult target for those seeking to manipulate or deceive. Their ability to think critically and assess situations clearly makes them immune to the tactics of narcissists. These people, thanks to their discernment, can easily identify hidden intentions and falsehoods, thus avoiding falling into the trap of manipulation. Wise discernment acts as a protective shield against toxic people. Those who possess this innate ability to assess situations and people clearly are less likely to fall victim to narcissism. Their ability to think independently and objectively allows them to see beyond appearances and recognize the true intentions of others. Individuals with a keen sense of reality can unmask narcissists with ease. The latter, despite their facade of superiority, are extremely vulnerable to exposure. Anyone who can see past their masks and recognize their fallacies poses a serious threat to their fragile ego. Discernment is a gift that can repel narcissists. They don't like being around people who can see through them. Those with high emotional intelligence are often the first to detect the manipulative tactics of narcissists. The latter, feeling exposed to those who can see through their deceptions, feel deeply threatened and may react in unpredictable ways. 7. The one who sets limits. Last, but certainly not least, on the list of people narcissists secretly fear is the boundary setter. People who set strong boundaries and maintain a high level of autonomy are often intolerable to narcissists. Narcissists secretly dislike and fear people who actually have the ability to set clear boundaries and, more importantly, are not afraid to enforce them. Why? Because boundaries restrict the narcissist's ability to get his way. They limit the narcissist's ability to manipulate, dominate, and control you, to exploit you. Remember that narcissists thrive on control and influence and will always surround themselves with men and women who say yes and no contest. When you set and maintain healthy boundaries, the narcissist feels threatened, thinking that his inappropriate behavior will be exposed. So when that happens, the narcissist will do one of two things. He will retreat and covertly slander and vilify you to anyone who will listen, or he will push back with attempts to overstep your boundaries to maintain a sense of power, dominance, and control over you. And the truth is that sometimes the narcissist will be able to do both. Narcissists don't like boundaries, so what you need to do is stand your ground while prioritizing your well-being. Protect yourself and your boundaries consistently over time, And no matter what the narcissist does, don't waver. Don't let the narcissist get ahead of you, as this can make it much harder for you to maintain healthy boundaries and limits. Remember that you teach people how to treat you by maintaining the standard in your own life, standing your ground, and defending your position when necessary. Honoring yourself and your boundaries, that is your job, not anyone else's. And as for the narcissist, he will eventually have to go elsewhere to find another source of narcissistic supply. And when he does, you will be at peace, which of course is a very good thing. Now that we've covered the personalities that narcissists don't like, let's shift our focus to some healing and recovery tips for those of you still struggling with narcissistic abuse. Here are 7 of my favorite recommendations that will help you navigate your way to a better place within yourself so you can break free from abuse permanently. Number 1. Self-reflection. Take time to reflect on your experiences, your feelings, and your emotions. Spend as much time as possible analyzing what is going on inside you, and be willing to tell yourself the honest truth about what you see, what you feel, and what you hear. Understandably, this can be difficult if you suffer from PTSD, or worse, as a result of prolonged exposure to emotional manipulators with empathy issues. But believe me when I tell you that this is a good time to start finding time to reflect every day. Keeping a journal of what you are feeling can be a powerful tool to help you process your feelings and gain the clarity you need to find your way out of the pain and confusion. Number 2. Seek support. Communicate the situation you are going through to your trusted friends, family, therapist, or qualified coach who specializes in solving these problems. You need people around you who understand you, people who can provide emotional support and real guidance during your healing journey. Number 3. Self-care. It's vital that you start prioritizing self-care in one way or another. Start with simple practices to nourish your mind, body, and soul on a daily basis. This can include activities like meditation, getting some sunshine and fresh air, exercising daily, eating healthy, soaking in a salt bath, and spending time doing things you love with people who are good for you. Number 4. Invest in knowledge. Taking time to understand the narcissistic personality pattern and the mechanisms of codependency is a profoundly empowering act. By gaining insight into these toxic dynamics, people can break the chains of the past and build healthier relationships. It's like turning on a light in the darkness, revealing previously unnoticed patterns and paving the way to greater self-esteem and emotional well-being. Knowledge is power, and this is especially true when it comes to understanding narcissism and codependency. By educating themselves on these topics, people can challenge limiting beliefs and transform the way they relate to others. It is a journey of self-discovery that leads to greater self-awareness and a greater ability to set healthy boundaries. While it is not enough to truly heal, more is needed than that, but knowledge can help. It gives meaning to your experiences and moves you in the direction of a true journey of healing and recovery. Number 5. Set boundaries. Learn to set and maintain healthy boundaries in all of your relationships, not just with the narcissist. Remember that boundaries are a form of self-love and self-care. You can have boundaries, but you must learn to set them and maintain them firmly. No one else is going to do this for you. Number 6. Forgive yourself. Healing from narcissistic abuse is a process, so please be gentle, kind, and loving with yourself. Healing the wounds of narcissistic abuse takes time and patience. It's like rebuilding a building after an earthquake, brick by brick, with care and dedication. Allow yourself to feel all of your emotions without judging yourself. Remember that you are strong and capable of getting through this. Surround yourself with supportive people and practice self-care daily. Practice self-compassion. It's okay to have setbacks. What matters is your continued commitment to your healing and recovery. Narcissistic abuse can leave deep scars, but don't define yourself by them. Every day is a new opportunity to grow and heal. Don't give up even if the road is difficult. Believe in yourself and your ability to overcome any obstacle. You are stronger than you think, and you deserve all the love and compassion in the world. So be patient with yourself. Don't compare yourself to others and avoid self-criticism. Learn to forgive yourself and accept that we all make mistakes. Number 7. Reconnect with your authentic self. Reconnecting with your authentic self and strengthening your confidence is a journey that requires dedication and effort. Just as a gardener grows a plant, you must nurture your interior with patience and care. Surround yourself with a circle of people who inspire you and push you to be the best version of yourself. Those who love you unconditionally and believe in your abilities will be your greatest allies in this process of growth and transformation. To rebuild your confidence and find your true self, it is essential to cultivate authentic and meaningful relationships. Find people who accept you as you are, celebrate your achievements, and offer a shoulder to lean on when times get tough. By surrounding yourself with this type of support, you will create an environment conducive to your emotional and spiritual well-being. Narcissism, both as a personality disorder and as a characteristic trait, manifests itself in excessive self-esteem. Narcissistic people often believe themselves superior to others, overvaluing their abilities and achievements. This grandiosity is accompanied by a notable lack of empathy, making it difficult for them to understand and value the emotions and needs of those around them. Their constant desire for admiration and attention leads them to establish conflictive interpersonal relationships marked by manipulation and exploitation of others. Narcissists, immersed in their own world of grandiosity, react viscerally to these personalities we have mentioned. Assertive individuals who do not conform to their demands and who question their authority trigger an intense aversion in them. Intolerance of vulnerability, empathy, and authenticity in others leads them to constantly seek the company of people who reinforce their fragile ego. In short, narcissists often feel threatened by people who pay less attention to them, are more successful, point out their flaws, are authentic and empathetic, or set clear boundaries. Understanding these weak points can help you protect yourself from their manipulations and build healthier relationships. Do you recognize any of these characteristics in the people around you? Leave us your comments and share this video with someone who might need it. Thank you for joining me. If you liked the topic we discussed, please give us a thumbs up. I invite you to the next meeting where we will continue exploring the fascinating and complex human mind.